Hey everybody, and welcome to a MOTUfigures.com video spotlight. Took a couple weeks off there, but we're back. Here's more of a current figure. The Mighty Spector. I bet you guys have been waiting for us to do this one. We did not buy this figure. This is past the point where we decided that, you know what, we've had enough for a while with the Mattel nonsense. Can't support a company that can't bother to fix minor things. Which, have you heard? Frost's arms are reversed.
Really?
Yep.
What did they say about that?
They said they were sorry. They didn't try and blame it on a design excuse this time. They said that they would send a free gift to subscribers, but they aren't saying what it is, and it doesn't ship until Q3 of next year. You're welcome to get a refund if you want, but they won't be correcting it. Kind of lame. But that's a different figure. Daniel Quintero, a friend of ours, we met at PowerCon, was very kind and sent us the Spector. Which, thank you, Daniel. So now we can actually review the Spector. As we all know, Mighty Spector is part of the 30th anniversary line. He is the character that Scott Knightlick, Toy Guru, designed when he was a kid, and has now been put into the line. Okay, Scott is the brand... Let's get all this over with before we even get into the figure. Scott is the brand manager. I may not think that he's doing a very good job. I don't really believe that he is doing a good job. And feel free, if you disagree, to go ahead and comment and say you disagree. But that's just my opinion. I don't think he's doing a very good job. And when I first heard of this figure, I kind of had some animosity towards it. And I think it's because I didn't really believe that Scott did a good enough job to warrant getting his own figure included in the line. But the more I thought about this, and I did a whole write-up on the page about it, if I was the brand manager, I would kind of want my own figure in the line. As much as I said I didn't want to, there was a video of Scott when he was first talking about this figure, and he pulled it out of his pocket. He and Dan were talking about something. He's like, oh, it's too bad we don't have a Spector. He's like, I do have a Spector, and he pulled it out of his pocket. And when I saw that, I thought in my head, yeah, if I had my own figure, I'd carry it around too. And the more I kind of thought about it, the more I was like, you know, if I had that position where I was able to get my own character put into the He-Man line, it'd be tough for me to resist that. I would have a tough time not putting my own figure in there. You know what I mean? Like, if you were the head of the thing, you would want to get your own figure in there too. So I was letting my fact that I don't really believe Scott is a good brand manager take my ideas of this figure at first. And I was thinking, oh, I don't want Spector, I don't want anything to do with it, it's wrong, he put it in there, yada, yada, yada. So, that out of the way, he made his own figure in the line. Mom's showing up just now. And so he got into the line, and that's that. You know, tell her we're doing a video. Tell her we're doing a video so that way she doesn't sneak down. Okay, so anyway, so we got him in the line, and that's that. So now that's out of the way. Regardless of how I feel about Scott, a figure is a figure. So I'm trying to judge it just based on the fact that it's a He-Man figure. That being said, this may surprise people. It's actually a pretty good figure.
I could see it as a 2000X character.
I could definitely see it as a 2000X character, for sure. Now, there's this thing about He-Man, is that it covers all genres, and there's a ton of different characters in there. And maybe some people like some characters more than other characters. There's a space cowboy, and there's an elephant headman, and there's a crazy, goofy witch character, and Madame Raz in Filmation. And there's Twiggets, and there's knights, and there's plant guys, and there's so many different things in He-Man. The fact that this guy kind of looks like a superhero guy, okay, so he looks like a superhero guy. He-Man can fit just about everything. It's proven. So maybe you don't like a superhero guy in there, but we can't really say that anything doesn't fit MOTU at this point.
Right.
Because MOTU has everything. That's what makes MOTU so great, is that it has everything.
It has animals, aliens.
It's got everything.
Monsters.
Anything you think of, it's got it.
Right.
So I can't argue the fact that a superhero-looking character doesn't belong in MOTU, because MOTU has everything. So I'm trying to now judge this just based on the figure design itself. Okay, so he's a little plain. He's purple, he's got some yellow things on. The design, okay, maybe it's not so much that I believe it was made in the 80s. It looks more like a 90s image character. And that's fine, okay. I kind of dig it, though. The figure itself is kind of nice. I know you guys are probably thinking this is weird because I'm kind of outspoken against, the way the brand's been managed and things like that. So the fact that I'm saying that the Spector figure is kind of cool is maybe strange, but the figure itself is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty cool. Like, I like the symbol he has.
I don't like that. I will say that. I don't like the spade symbol. Well, you don't know much about cards. This is a playing card symbol.
It is.
Yeah, it's a spade. It's a playing card symbol, which is weird to have an Earth playing card symbol in the middle of that. That's the one major gripe I have on this figure. That spade is atrocious.
I didn't know that was a playing
Yeah,
card
I don't
symbol.
like that. I don't like that. And Kevin Cossie, who makes custom heads, has made this like plug thing that goes over it and has the gray skull on there.
Oh,
that looks much cooler. And I'm thinking about getting one of those to put on this figure. So he looks. He's got solid purple. He reused some parts and got a couple of new sculpts. The new sculpt pieces are, of course, the head, and then this wristband thing where the cosmic key is plugged into it. He's got a miniaturized version of the cosmic key, which ties into this whole bio thing. That pulls off, the cosmic key part does, and plugs in this energy blade.
I think that actually looks kind of neat.
It's
I like
kind of
the
neat.
energy.
And the whole thing is that these little pellets that are in his little belt thing power it. So he plugs one in, and it powers it to either go through time or make this energy blade. It was also supposed to have an energy whip piece, but that got cut for costs. So those switch out. The intention was, when Scott was saying that he was designing this figure, is that it was going to be, if it was a vintage figure, it would have had a push-out weapon, which would have been its gimmick back then. Which is a very kind of vintagey type gimmick. Kind of like the push-out lightsabers on vintage Star Wars. He also comes with this hand blaster, and it's got one of those pegs sculpted in it. And that fits into the holster, and as I've said multiple times in these videos, I'm a sucker for working holsters. I think it's really cool when a figure has a gun holster. I really like that.
I actually kind of like the gun thing because there's a bunch of swordsmen and.
Yeah, it's kind of neat to have a guy with just a gun. So and then this holster is actually a separate piece from his belt, so you can pull the holster off and have him without his holster, or you can take off the whole gear and it's like he's lost his gear or something like that.
I could actually kind of see not the red things, but they could take off the red things. I could kind of see him with a Zodak helmet on and that stuff.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to Cosmic Enforcer him up. He poses really well. I mean, the joints are all tight. Of course, Scott's figure has no quality control problems. Big surprise. So he poses really well. He looks really cool in pictures. I gotta say, he's actually kind of a neat figure. I don't have much complaints of him as a figure itself. Maybe he's not the most flashy design, and maybe he's kind of looks like a superhero. But as far as figures go, he's not bad.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of the better 30th anniversary figures, both design-wise and figure-wise. I put Drago Man and Photog before him, but I think as far as a figure, the look of the figure, I think this looks better than Psychop for sure, and Castle Grayskull Man. I think he looks better than both of those. Or maybe some 30th anniversary figure? Or is that all of them?
Was Sir Laserlot 30th?
Oh yeah, he's better than Sir Laserlot for sure. He looks way better than Sir Laserlot. The design is cooler than that. The figure looks cooler than that. So there's all that. I don't have his cardboard thing anywhere. I don't know where I put it. So I'm just going to read this off the site here. Actually, I saved it as a note. Real name John Spector. After Skeletor banished King Randor to Despondos, he seized his rightful throne and dismantled the Eternian Palace Guards. Loyal to Marlena and the royal household, Lieutenant Spector, who is one of the figures in the Eternian Guards 2-pack, which was Scott's first figure in the line. I do take issue with him having 2 figures in the line, but anyway. Lieutenant Spector was cut off from the rest of the Master Universe when he was thrown into a time portal and flung into the future. In this new time, he served King He-Man and was given a special suit reverse-engineered from the Cosmic Key. Using its powers, Spector could travel into time, fighting for the royal family as their agent throughout Eternia's history. Spector uses his Vortex suit to turn the tide in battle, loyally serving the King and Queen of Eternia. The bio's fine, but King and Queen of Eternia, are they saying he serves King and Queen Marlena, or King He-Man and whoever King He-Man's bride is?
Who's King He-Man?
He's in the future. I guess He-Man becomes king.
Oh.
I don't like that. The bio I don't like, because the time traveling thing kind of takes away from Gwildor a little bit, I think. Because Gwildor's whole gimmick is time travel, and I love Gwildor. So if having 2 time travelers kind of eliminates Gwildor, and the fact that he's got a special suit, and he's like King He-Man's agent that's going to fix time, it makes Scott's character a little bit too integral to the storyline.
Right.
You know, you've got this character that can go through time and change everything.
So, Spector, like, were we talking about something in in another video where he was like Skeletor's and Evelyn's son? Was he the secret son?
Oh no, we were rumoring that maybe Spector was his secret son. We
Yeah.
would be really upset by that, but he's not.
Okay.
He's the same Lieutenant Spector that was in the Eternian Guards pack,
Oh.
but now he's a time traveler agent guy. So, okay. I don't like that. I don't like how important Spector is, how powerful and important he is, and the fact that he's kind of replaced almost Gwildor as a time traveler, since we still don't have Gwildor in the line.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, though, I can't begrudge the figure itself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the fact that Scott got two characters, and he's so integral and so powerful, but as a figure itself, the figure's pretty cool.
So, which guy do you like more? That Lieutenant Spector?
Or this figure?
Yeah.
I like this figure better than the Lieutenant Spector figure. Because the Lieutenant Spector figure is just another Eternian Guard.
Right.
I don't even consider that
Yeah, I just put
character.
the mask on all my Eternian guards, except my Snake one. Like, I pretend like one of them got like sprayed by this venomous stuff from one of the Snake Men, and like his face started turning into a snake.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Alright, so I guess that's it on this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we'll sign off. See you guys next time. Good journey.
Good journey.
Be good to each other out there in TV land. Alright, see you guys.
Bye.